Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. So the last video you saw, I was anxious, beside myself, like, oh, I just want to get it over with. So I'm going to take you through what happened. I wasn't treated very nicely at all, and I will be writing an email. So this is day 1 of recovery. I'm currently sat on a donut, and at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you the surgery I had. So this problem that I've had has been going on since 2012. So I had Harry 2011. This problem's been going on since 2012, but there was no point in getting it sorted then because I wanted to have more children, and the more children you have, the worse it becomes. If you guys know, if you've been pregnant. So I got my mother and father-in-law dropped me off at the hospital, and this is a private place, bearing in mind, and it was kind of rainy. I had my bag, everything, I was quite almost excited to like get it out of the way, I went to reception, and then as I was waiting, I turned around and I was like, oh, day surgery, I'll go there. So I went up the stairs and I was greeted by the receptionist, and I gave her my letter, and she did a wristband for me, and then she said, take a seat, someone will call you through in a minute. So great, okay. Waited probably about 5 or 6 minutes, someone called me through, and I was in like a bay of 4 other women. The curtains were all round, everything was brightly coloured, and it looked very nice. However, when I got to my bay, there was a member of staff sitting in my chair, and then she jumped up and everyone started giggling, and I was a bit like, okay. So anyway, I sat down, and the nurse went to start asking questions. Am I pregnant? Is there any chance I could be pregnant? Am I on any blood thinners, diabetic, everything like that? Have I had surgeries before? What have I had done? Do I have any metal work? La la la. Started to do that. The surgeon comes in, explains what we're going to do, and leaves. And then the poor nurse then starts again with the questions. Anesthesiologist comes in, and he says all of his spiel, and then he says, do you have any questions? I said, I've got quite a low pain threshold. When I wake up from surgeries, I'm normally in a lot of pain. He's like, okay, well, we'll give you some in when you're under, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So off he went. The nurse finally gets through all the questions. He gets on to the next set of questions, and then someone else comes through the curtain and he says, no, we're not quite ready yet. And I was like, what's going on? And he said, oh, they're ready for you. I said, oh, I didn't think my surgery was for an hour. Because normally when I have surgeries, I'll come in, do questions, and then get into a gown, get my stockings on, everything, and sit for a little bit, do my Sudoku, do a Candy Crush, just kind of like settle in to the environment. Sorry, my eyes, I've had to take my painkillers, so I'm a bit dozed. They were like, so now we've done the questions, you can get changed and then we'll go down for surgery. I was like, whoa, like this is really, I was like, can I at least go for a wee? They were like, yeah, you can go for a wee. So I got dressed, opened the curtain back up, and then they literally, it was so weird, it was so unprofessional. There were like 3 girls out there just talking about their life, and then there was another one that was standing there and then like walks in, starts giggling, and then goes, we're ready for you now. I was like, I don't trust this person. They don't seem very professional. Like, I couldn't even dream of treating someone like that. They're just about to go in for surgery. They're really anxious. And they're like nattering and giggling, and like you're meant to do like private conversations like out of the room or in the staff room. You don't have your little nattery conversations about your weekends like in front of patients. It's unprofessional. So, and they were all like, when they were talking to me, they were like giggling and just not presenting themselves very well. I was like, what the hell is this? And then finally someone comes from surgery to come and get me and says, hi, and actually introduces herself properly. Hi, my name is blank, and I'm going to be taking you down for surgery. How are you feeling? Right, there we are. We've got someone that's professional. So, because that is how we have to greet everyone at my work. Hi, my name's Corinne. I'm a healthcare support worker. Is it okay if I do your blood pressure and things? So she starts walking me down, and the giggly girl's also there. And they press a button and the doors open. And it's like this room with like these massive like lights and utensils on the thing, and then there's medication on the other side, and there's a room full of people. There's my surgeon, there's the anaesthesiologist, there's what looks like another surgeon, and then a few assistants. So I lie down, and the woman squeezes my arm and acts like a tourniquet so that the guy can get my cannula in. You can see there. He says, oh, what do you do for a job? I said, I'm a healthcare support worker. I work in the emergency department a lot. I take blood, so I do ECG, blah, blah, blah. Just getting me chatting. And he's like, oh, I better not miss then putting your cannula. He said, can you do cannulas? I was like, no, I can't. That's an additional, what's it called? So I get really itchy nose after anaesthetic. Qualification, it's an additional qualification. So everything seems fine. He puts the clear one in, which is about that big, and then he puts the milky one in, and I start to feel really woozy, like my eyes are getting really heavy, and before I know it, I'm out. When I wake up, I'm in pain, and she goes and gets me some painkillers, and I'm still in pain. She says to me, and I'll never forget this, she goes, well, you need to manage your expectations. I was like, I've just had quite an aggressive surgery. Why are you speaking to me like that? She goes away and gets painkillers again. Then she gives me, so I'd had paracetamol IV in there. She gave me a 30 milligram codeine. I think that was it. And I was so upset with her. I was in pain, like I was uncomfortable. I was, she was like, you need to manage your expectations. So after that, she said, right, come on, you've been in recovery for far too long now. We need to move you to the thing, which is just down the corridor where I was with all my bags and everything. We need to move you to the other recovery now. Come on. And I was like, why is she like, when I've had other surgeries at the hospital that I work at, it's so calm. There's a nurse, can I get you anything? Have some water, and, can I get you anything to eat? And how are you feeling? What's your pain? Like, let's give you some pain. So nice. I felt so rushed. So, I can't even put into words. I was in a vulnerable situation. I was still waking up from an anaesthetic. I was in a lot of pain. I still didn't know how much or how little they did. I was in so much pain. And the fact that she was horrible to me made it worse. Because if she was like kind to me and saying kind words like I do when I'm looking after post-op patients and surgery, I am so nice and I am so kind and I say kind words. I'm like, can I get you anything? Let me get you this. You warm enough. Get back to the place where I was before. I tell them I'm in pain. He gets me an ibuprofen and says that I've got paracetamol and ibuprofen to take home with me. I said, that's not going to cut it. I've got a really rubbish pain threshold. That's not going to cut it. He eventually reluctantly gets the anaesthesiologist. He comes in. He said, you've got some codeine to take, paracetamol and ibuprofen. Now, the surgery I've had done, you need to not be constipated for it. Codeine is very constipating. And I said, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to wake up at midnight tonight and be in absolute agony. He said, well, you're going to have to go down to the main hospital across the other side. That was like a 15-minute drive from there. I was like, fine, I'll do that, discharge me. There was a couple of girls that were nice to me, that was it. They just wanted to get me out. They said there's nothing we can do, we don't have anything stronger on site. And I think they gave me some tramadol. Reluctantly, the anaesthesiologist came back in, gave me the tramadol. But he said, we don't have anything to take away with you. You're going to have to go to the A&E. So, we're closing now at 5:30. We can't do anything else. So I was like, wow, that's really shitty. I thought this was a hospital. So Matt picks me up, I get in the car, turn up at A&E, and they look after me so nicely. I was in and out of there in 45 minutes. And about 15 minutes of that was the lady, she was a new doctor, and she didn't have access to what I have access to on the computers. So she had to do it on a laptop, and then it links in. But she had to do one of those. She had to do it on the laptop, and it took a little bit longer than normal. So yeah, and then I come home and I've had a worst night's sleep ever. I don't know why, I just get waking up every half an hour. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. That's what happened. It wasn't a very nice experience. So the surgery I had was a hemorrhoidectomy, so internal and external. So now you know why I was in that much pain. And they didn't look after me very nicely at all. So I'm going to go, and I will see you. I'll do an update in a few days, and I'll see you then. Bye, ladies.